Hello, I'm Ravi Visvesvaraya Sharada Prasad. Very interesting arguments were heard in the Supreme Court of India today, Thursday, 8 July 2021, regarding the Delhi legislature summoning the head of Facebook India for an inquiry into the riots which took place in Delhi in February 2020. Ajit Mohan, the head of Facebook India, had been summoned by the Delhi legislature to inquire into whether posts made by various subscribers on Facebook had instigated and aggravated the riots which took place in northeast Delhi in February 2020. And he challenged his being summoned in the Supreme Court of India. A plethora of leading lawyers appeared before the bench of Honorable Justices Sanjay Kishan Kaul, Dinesh Maheshwari, and Rishikesh Roy. Harish Salve and Arvind Datar argued for Facebook. For the Delhi legislature, the senior advocates Rajiv Dhawan and Abhishek Manu Singhvi and Mukul Rohatgi appeared, and the Solicitor General of India, Tushar Mehta, he appeared for the Union of India. And the Solicitor General Tushar Mehta argued that content posted on social media platforms and intermediaries such as Facebook and Twitter and YouTube was an quote uncontrollable global problem unquote, which and he argued could not be legislated on by the Delhi Assembly. And as I have stated in numerous articles of mine and my television appearances over the past dozen years, the liability of intermediaries and social media platforms for content uploaded by their subscribers is a contentious issue internationally with no easy solutions. And publishers, such as newspapers and magazines, are always totally liable for their content, even for advertisements and for articles and columns written by outside writers, because their editors have the power and the ability to vet their content before publishing them. On the other hand, common carriers such as telephone operators and internet service providers are not liable at all for the content which flows over their lines. For instance, if I telephone someone and threaten to murder him, then BSNL or Bharati Airtel or Reliance Jio cannot be held responsible at all because they do not have the power to prevent me from saying this. Social media platforms which rely on subscriber generated content, such as Facebook and Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, they are intermediate between publishers and common carriers, because these social media platforms, while it is very difficult for them to prevent their subscribers from uploading controversial or illegal content in real time, they have the technical capabilities and the legal authority to subsequently take such offending content down. Whereas a newspaper can only publish a clarification, or an apology. Under Section 230C of USA's Communications Decency Act of 1996, such social media platforms have total immunity and protection from content uploaded by their subscribers. Several terrorist organizations had propagated their ideologies on Twitter, and the families of their victims sued Twitter in California, and they lost with the judges ruling that Twitter was protected under Section 230C of USA's Communications Decency Act of 1996. In my opinion, the Section 79 of India's Information Technology Act of 2000 got this balance absolutely correct. And if intermediaries took offending content uploaded by subscribers, if they took it down within 36 hours of receiving a court order or an order from the Indian Union government or from state governments, then they were granted immunity from prosecution. Um, in recent years, there have been numerous controversies and lawsuits in USA, Europe, India, and Australia over subscriber generated content, and there have been no easy solutions at all to these. Just like the Yahoo Neo Nazi case in France and USA 20 years ago, I foresee an international conflict of laws. The Yahoo Neo Nazi case, which was pursued by LICRA in numerous courts in France, California, and USA appeals courts in the late 1990s till about 2001 2002, did not end up in any definite solution with the issues of whether or not USA's First Amendment on free speech was applicable to US corporations. In other countries, this issue was left unresolved, and the new Minister for Information Technology and Telecommunications, Ashwini Vaishnaw, he emphasized that Twitter would have to obey Indian laws and regulations. And in its 188-page order pronounced today, Thursday, 8 July 2021, the Supreme Court of India refused to quash the summons issued by the Delhi legislature to the head of Facebook India. But the Supreme Court also said that they could refuse to answer specific questions put to them by the Delhi legislature. And the Supreme Court also ruled that the Delhi legislature had the right to investigate complicated social problems, ruling that, quotation, larger concepts of peace and harmony went beyond the concepts of law and order, unquote. However, the Supreme Court also ruled that the Delhi legislature did not have the right to prosecute Facebook nor to file charge sheets, and that the Supreme Court harshly criticized the statements which the Delhi legislature had made against Facebook in a press conference. The Delhi legislature, in a press conference, had accused Facebook of, quote, having a vested interest in the Delhi riots, unquote. And Harish Salve, he argued that Facebook was forcibly compelled to appear before Parliament because the Union government had the power to terminate their operations in India. However, since the Delhi legislature had no such powers over Facebook, they would not appear before it. And Salve, he invoked the concept of the right to silence, stating, quote, "In today's day and age, the right to silence is a very valuable right." I foresee several international conflicts of laws between USA and India and Europe over intermediary liability, and especially between Section 79 of India's Information Technology Act of 2000 and Section 230C of USA's Communications Decency Act of 1996, because a subscriber in USA protected under their free speech laws could post content which could trigger communal riots in India. Okay. So please subscribe to my YouTube and IGTV channels, and please follow my Twitter account at RVP, and also my LinkedIn profile. This is Ravi Visvesvaraya, Sharada Prasad saying goodbye. Have a great day, and please follow my Twitter account at RVP, and also my LinkedIn, my YouTube, and IGTV channels. Have a great day.